Hello everybody, it's Teeter Todd here, and I just wanted to make a video to answer a few questions. I've had a few people ask me some questions about, the title on this one is going to be Recover, Rebuild, and Resell. Some people have asked me questions about my story and a little bit more about my story, so I'm going to give you the best I can and kind of let you know where I'm coming from and what my background is. So as you may have seen in my intro video, I actually had a very successful set of businesses. I grew up in the construction business, and so I traveled all over the country and ended up, we built, my father, my grandfather, we were all general contractors, and so we built a lot of commercial and residential property. And so over the years, I mentioned in that first video that in 1990, I actually got into a business deal. I grew up with a father who we were contractors, but we bought and sold constantly. He loved to buy and sell businesses. He loved to buy and sell really everything, real estate, cars. And so I came by all of this honestly in terms of the selling. And as I explained earlier, they used to play a game with me about find me anything in the room that somebody didn't sell. I couldn't ever find anything, and they would tell me if I could sell, I'd always have a job. My purpose for doing YouTube is not really to make money from YouTube. I don't expect that that'll ever happen. It may happen, I don't know. But it's really more about my journey. And so in 1990, I got into a bad business deal. I bought into a health club. That health club had a lot of issues that I was unaware of. And long story short, it ended up in a bunch of lawsuits and having to file bankruptcy. I was young. I had 3 children in tow. I was roughly 30 years old and lost everything. Lost my house and had 3 young kids. And my wife, fortunately, has always stuck with me. A little bit about me is my wife and I met in the 8th grade. And we dated all the way through high school. And this August in 2025, we will have been married for 45 years. So we've been through it all. And you'll see in my videos, I use the word we a lot. And people ask me, who's the we? Do you have a crew? No, we is my wife and I. It's my wife and I. We are one flesh, and we do things together. And so when I need a crew or if I need help, I subcontract that and I'll hire it just for a specific job and that type of thing. But what I do to rebuild is I keep my costs low and I sell a lot of items and whether they're small items or big items, but I focus on items that are going to make several hundred or several $1,000s. And I think a lot of people feel like, well, they don't know how to do that. And so the point of my videos is really, how will I be compensated? Well, you know what? Maybe you'll find something through teetertodds.com you want to buy, great. And if not, it's really about helping people to make some extra money. If you're a baby boomer and you're retiring and you don't have enough money to pay the bills and you need to make more money than you can make down at, being a greeter at Walmart type thing, then, I'm going to give you a lot of ways to do that. So that's the first time that I went broke. That was in 1990, and that was from a bad business deal. The second time I went broke was a year ago. I had done construction all across the United States, and when the pandemic hit, I had crews in 15 different states, from California to Connecticut and all down in Florida. And we had done multiple hurricanes. We had done thousands of apartment complexes, apartment unit remodels. We did 288 units in San Diego. We've done, 192 in Danbury, Connecticut. We did hundreds in Florida, as well as disaster recovery work, fire, flood, Hurricane Harvey in Houston, and all of those type things. So when the pandemic hit, I had all this overhead, all these employees, all this equipment. I was stretched across the country, and basically overnight, I couldn't work. Nobody could work. I had all the overhead and the money kept going out and the stress built and built and built. And I tried and tried and tried to keep all the construction going and all the overhead and all the cost and all of that type of thing. But over time, it just drained me and drained me. And what I didn't realize was what it did was it drained me mentally and it drained me physically. And I started getting sick over and over again for several years after the pandemic. And I was in and out of the hospital a lot. I didn't really know what was happening and what the situation was. Well, that all came to a head in a big way a year ago, last November. And I ended up in the emergency room and I was very sick. I had, long story short, I was diagnosed with a blood infection that I had picked up somewhere in some construction project, and the infectious disease doctor said that it looked as though I'd had it for 7 or 8 years, and it was continuing to just destroy me from the inside out, along with the fact that I was mentally exhausted, I was physically exhausted, I was just done for. And so by the time I came into the emergency room, things had really escalated and gotten bad. And so the infectious disease doctors told me that I was going to have this the rest of my life and that I couldn't be under stress. And again, the bills were just racked up because we couldn't shut off the overhead fast enough. And during that period of time, we lost a significant, in the millions of dollars from losses due to the fact that we had all this overhead and we couldn't work. We weren't allowed to go in somebody's home. We weren't allowed to go to an apartment complex where people lived or any of that. So anyway, that's kind of the background story of that. And so a year ago, I lost it all again. I did get to keep my home, and I did get to keep one old pickup, a 2013 Toyota Tundra. I love the truck, and it's as rough as you can get, but that's what we got to keep. And my wife and I did what we know to do, and that is, okay, well, we'll start over. So let's start over, and how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do it through reselling. So again, recover, rebuild, resell. I want to encourage you that really this is all about being healthy, getting healthy, mentally, physically, spiritually. And so you're going to hear me talk a lot about not only my physical recovery, but you're going to hear me talk about my faith that I've always leaned on continually through my life. And I'm not going to preach to you. I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. I'm going to tell you what I do and how important it is for you to have a mental mindset of abundance. And we live in a world of abundance. God created a world of abundance. And I believe that really the first sin in the Garden of Eden wasn't Adam and Eve eating the apple. It was that tree they weren't supposed to eat. God put it right in the middle of that garden because they had to walk past all that abundance and be completely focused on what they didn't have. And when they became so focused on what they didn't have, everything fell apart. So I want to shift your mindset. You may be sitting in a place where you can't pay the bills, or you're needing to start over, or you are having to recover from whatever. But we live in a world of abundance. And when I say that, let's talk about buy, sell, and trade. We live in America, and we have this thing, this phenomenon in America called storage buildings. That's because we buy so much crap that we have to store it in more and more and more buildings, and we put it in there, and we literally, a lot of times we store and pay for storage of things we don't even know what are in there. It's incredible the amount of waste, if you will, that we have in this world, and especially in the United States. And so there's a constant market for not only selling new items, but reselling all the old items. Goodwill has made a huge, huge, huge business out of this. People every Saturday after their garage sale haul thousands and thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions of pieces of items to Goodwill and give it to them for free, just to get rid of it and get it out of their house. So don't think that you can't go start in probably ways that you've not even thought of. You know, you can go to a garage sale on a weekend. You can tell them what you do, and you can ask them if you can come pick up everything at the end of the garage sale they don't want. And I can assure you, you'll have more stuff than you know what to do with. You can start right there, easy way. Now, will it all be great stuff? No. Would you be shocked at how great the stuff really is? Yes. It's insane what people give you. I just recently had a woman call me because she heard that I would pick something up. And she called me and said, well, I want you to, come pick up a table in my backyard, an outdoor table with 6 chairs. I'm going to buy a new one. And so I went to get it thinking, okay, well, I'll probably go scrap it at the scrap yard if it's a metal table. And if it's not, well, it'll go to the trash or whatever. Well, this is with the 6 chairs, it's probably a retail table, $2,000. It's in excellent condition. She just wanted a new table. And so we've hauled that table off, and now that table I'm either going to use in my own backyard, or I'm going to flip it for, a quick $800-900. So, my goal here on this channel is to teach you about things and ways, I guess, to buy, sell, trade, flip, whether that's through working out consignment deals or picking up stuff at garage sales or estate sales or liquidations or auctions, or there's just so many ways to do it. And you can literally come up with thousands of items to sell. Yes, you can make a great living going to Goodwill or thrifting and going to thrift shops and doing 100% of everything on eBay. And again, I'm a huge eBay fan. I'm an eBay fan for a lot of reasons people don't even maybe think about. Or for one, is that they collect and pay all your sales taxes. For two, their international shipping program is incredible. And so we ship stuff all over the world with them. And the fees they charge are nothing compared. And I was a business owner. I can assure you the money I spent on accountants and tax professionals and everybody else trying to, stay compliant with whatever, believe me, cost me way more than eBay charges for its fees. So I'm a big eBay fan. We sell a lot on Facebook, and yeah, Facebook's the wild, wild west. But that's okay. I'm going to teach you some things that we do there to make that happen, and to make it a little less of a pain than it is. But so yeah, that's my backstory. I have gone broke and started over 2 times. I have the same wife I've had since day one. My children are all grown. I have grandchildren. And, they live around the country. And so we're fortunate enough that we get to travel and go. And this is about doing life together. So that's a little bit of my backstory. When you hear me say we a lot, it's my wife and I. That's what we do. And, I'm going to show you lots of things coming up and be kicking out a lot of videos. I'm not trying to follow any YouTube algorithms or, come up with any content that's specific, to get you to click on something. I'm just gonna be raw with you. You can tell I don't have the best lighting going on here. I'm just doing this tonight in this area of my house. And so anyway, I appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more of this content, or go to teetertodds.com and you can see what we're about and some of the things we do. And I post a lot of blog stuff over there. I'm starting to try to put more and more of that out for you, for those of you that want to read it or see it that way. So anyway, again, Teeter Todd here. Visit us at teetertodds.com or subscribe, and look forward to the next video. Thanks. Bye.